So to me, the difference between passion and grit is pretty simple. Passion is your love for something, and the grit. If you have grit, that's your ability, your mental ability to persevere through any obstacle. And I believe that you can have one without the other, because I don't have a passion to do homework, but I get through it. I persevere through it because I have a grit and determination to get through it. So I feel like that's a way to kind of think about how you can have grit without passion, as well as have passion without grit. I've seen plenty of baseball players, especially, who love baseball when things are going really well. All their hits are falling, they're just tearing the cover off the ball, and then they get into a slump. They start striking out more, and they can't handle it. They end up losing just their mental aspect of the game because they don't have grit. They don't have that mental ability to persevere through something. So passion is your love for something, and grit is your ability to persevere through it. And I feel that you can have one without the other. Just it may not be as successful as if you have both. So one quote that really stuck out to me in the first chapter was, and it goes along with how I feel with passion and grit needing one or the other. The quote was on page 7, and it's, some people are great when things are going well, but they fall apart when things aren't. So for me, especially being a baseball player, I have had that situation where I'm, tearing the cover off the ball, and then I go into a slump, and I start to struggle, and then my psyche gets all messed up, and I don't persevere through it as much as I should, because I feel like I kind of want to quit inside because things aren't going well and they're not changing, even though I'm putting work in. And I feel so that's how it applies to me now. And looking at that quote for the future, job search after college, the job market is going to be tight. I'm going to have to make some sacrifices. So if I'm not able to find the job that I want or feel that I deserve, that can be discouraging. I kind of felt that this summer. I was looking for a part-time job, and I couldn't give the places I want to work for over the summer. I couldn't give them enough hours, so they ended up not hiring me, and that's the first time that's ever happened to me. So that was a little disappointing and discouraging. But I try and not get too high and not get too low. That's like my mantra when it comes to things in life. So that quote really stuck with me because it was very easy to relate with it. So, personally, an experience that I've had, I was pretty bad at baseball in middle school. And then when I got into high school, I didn't think I was going to be very good. And I ended up making the varsity team somehow. I still don't know how I made the varsity team my freshman year. And I ended up having a good year. And then that's where my love for the game kind of started. But even though I had a love for the game, I still wasn't a great player. I didn't have one thing that stood out, and I couldn't really say that I had a well-rounded game. So that was tough trying to get recruited to go play college ball, and I wanted to do that. But I've just busted my tail ever since. I've got more involved in the game. I've studied the game. I've done extra things to help me be the baseball player I am. So just the hard work and determination that I've developed over the years has helped turn me into the ball player that I am now. I'm still not where I want to be, but at the exact same time, I am a completely different ball player than who I was 8 years ago when I was 14, 15.